to ogenoDOTcom special feature spinner rack here with Jamal Igle and Taylor Bound.
Yeah, he's the star right now.
He's the star right now. We'll be holding the interview. We're here at New York Comic Con. So, Taylor, you want to get started?
Yeah. Your life includes your life revolves around so many different forms of art. You're on the staff at the Art Students League, and you've worked in storyboarding. What draws you towards comics? Why do you love comics so much?
It's insanity, actually. It really is. It's a sick addiction. And that's basically it's the same thing. You know, I'm just like everybody else. I'm in the shop every week. I pick up my books every week. Half the time I'm reading them as I'm walking out the door. You know? But I've always just been drawn to comics. I've always been drawn to art. So, I wanted to be a comic book artist when I was a kid. Even though I was doing theater and television, it's still always fun to comic book.
If there's with anything in it, no, you're tough.
So that's just the thing that keeps me coming back. Each time that I leave the industry to do something else, that's like a sorry.
It's not a problem.
That's Eddie Barrows.
Oh, Eddie Barrows. Mark Oldman.
Oh, that's me.
Hey, I'm Taylor.
That's amazing.
So, see you later.
So what's inspired you? When you said that you've been reading since you were a kid, what books did you first know?
Like early comic book memories.
My early comic book memories would probably be Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, which sounds funny to a lot of people. Sometimes Marvel, and I'm a huge DC fan, but I wasn't exposed to DC Comics first. The first thing that I knew about superheroes was Superman. So I saw Superman movie, and that was the thing that made me really just like, okay, I want to do that.
Blew the door open.
Exactly, I blew the door open. And then after that, my family was pretty encouraging. They got me as much comic related stuff as possible.
That's really great to see. That's the big thing.
Oh yeah, I mean they weren't quite as encouraging when it came to me actually wanting to be in the business, but they were okay with the idea of me wanting to read comics and because as long as I was reading.
My grandma was the same as that.
It really is the same thing with my friends. I've been reading since I'm like 10 years old, and that really, whether people think, oh, it's just a comic book, it really helps the mind, really stimulation, imagination.
Well, most of us learned our vocabulary in reading comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick as that is, but I mean, it's true.
It's true.
Most of the people that I grew up with, didn't even know what the word sounds meant. Forsooth, I am bored. But I'm a big advocate for as far as education goes. I'm a big advocate. I'm a big believer in getting kids involved in reading and because I don't think it's a lost art, but it's one that, especially reading print media, it's one that just sort of gets downplayed as the advent of the internet technology improves. What's up, man? How's it going?
Great. You're doing an interview now? Let's get you later.
No
Sorry.
problem.
But it's good to be the king.
You were mentioning the internet. Let's just jump into one of our questions about the digital comic age.
Okay.
Think it's a fad or something that's...
I don't think it's a fad, but I don't think it's a fad, but I also don't think that it's going to be as prevalent as a lot of people are thinking it's going to be, only because, and I've said this before, we don't have an inexpensive media player that makes it viable for most people to want to read. Not in a fashion that they would be satisfied.
Yeah, it also takes away from the collecting aspect.
Exactly. People like paper. That's basically
You feel it in your hands.
But it's sort of the same thing. I keep hearing that print is dead, or that print is dying. I've been hearing that print is dead for 35 years, and it still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to.
I don't really think it's going to happen.
do you think the technological advances are going to affect your job?
Well, I'm a big believer in trying to at least keep up with technology, so I don't think they're going to. I would hope that my job will be affected too much. One of my big things is I don't want to be one of those guys who needs to look online because I refuse to change.
Some people did in the big 2K post.
Exactly.
Are you computer savvy yourself?
I am actually.
Facebook?
Yeah, I have a Facebook. I've got a MySpace. I built and designed and built my own website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is it
It's JamalIgle.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the coding and everything on there is all stuff that I did.
That's great.
I'm teaching myself. I'm teaching myself to color in Photoshop. My wife is a graphic designer, so she's teaching me how to do all this stuff.
Right? You just don't want to get left behind.
Exactly. Technology changes so much, so quickly.
You like I said before, you joined the staff of the Art Students League in New York, and that place is such a rich history with alumni, Jackson Pollock and Norman Rockwell, who you've said that is an influence to you.
Rockwell is a huge influence.
How does it feel being involved in such a place with such a rich history?
It's been good. It's been good. I'm actually going to be taking some time off with the birth of my daughter. So my wife is due this week.
This was, I think I saw, was that on your Facebook status?
Yeah. So it's been good. It's been an interesting experience because I've never taught before. Not on that level. Like I've done seminars and things like that, but it's teaching on a continuing basis is a very different animal. And especially when you're teaching art, because especially with a medium like comics, everybody comes with different influences. And it was a learning process for me because a lot of the early students who came into my class were more interested in doing gag strips. It's kind of stuff that they saw in the New York.
That's what a lot of people think.
Right.
When I say comics to a lot of people,
That's the first thing that pops in.
yes, Garfield.
But yeah, exactly. But my class is a focus on sequential illustration, and the mantra of the class is storytelling trumps everything. So storytelling is the first thing that I teach.
Are you a story? Have you written anything? I know you're a big artist.
I've written a few things. I wish I had the time to do more writing, but I've always got little ideas for stuff floating in my head. I've actually tried pitching a couple projects to DC. One that they liked, but because of certain things that happened in Final Crisis can't happen. Honest to God, I don't know what's happening in Final Crisis. I really don't. They're keeping it under lock.
What do you think about these big events that they seem to have every year or 2 years?
I'm used to it. I mean, we've had big events for years. As long as I've been reading comics, there've always been Secret Wars, Final Night, Crisis. People are like, I'm burned out by big events. I'm tired because most people don't realize there's been a big event happening every summer.